It was Thursday, September 8, 1966, from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. and was part of the NBC sneak peek lineup. What was it? Well, I was just a toddler at the time, but it became one of the many sci-fi influences in my life. The show I would later catch up on through reruns and prepared me for what was yet to come. The show, of course, was Star Trek, the original series. So before I jump to another Star Trek period, I wanted to round up the 23rd century. Hi, I'm Rob, and this is A Constantly Racing Mind. There were many iconic props used in the original series, and there was an item that I still believe would come to be invented soon. That is, of course, the tricorder, or in this case, the Science Tricorder. In the show, there were mainly three different types of tricorders displayed in the series. One that Dr. McCoy used to diagnose medical issues. There's another one that I don't remember much, but it was the engineer tricorder, which was fine-tuned for starship engineering purposes. And of course, the Science Tricorder that Mr. Spock used to examine all those fascinating items that one could find on a planet. Today we look at Mr. Spock's version of the science device. So if you're new here, we cover the film genres of sci-fi, horror, action-adventure, prop culture, and all things geek. So if you want more videos on this subject, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be aware of all my uploads. So, let's take a look. Now, it's called a tricorder because it completes environmental scans, data recording, and data analysis. And from a prop history perspective, the tricorder was designed by Wah-Ming Chang. By the way, he also created the TOS communicator. He was very influential in developing costumes in the first season. But I digress. Now, the standard Starfleet tricorder of that time incorporated a segmented design. Now, this tricorder, generally a square-shaped device, utilized three sections: a pivoting upper portion containing the display readout and controls, a compartmented midsection having data chips, an adaptable lower part, sometimes including a handheld sensor, as with the medical tricorder and the Science Tricorder. Now, the tricorder of the 2260s was mostly black with silver trim and featured a leather-like strap allowing them to sling the tricorder over the shoulder. And if you recall, yeomen serving aboard Starfleet starships, such as Janice Rand aboard the USS Enterprise, often carried tricorders to record and retrieve information for the starship captain. More often than enough, however, the tricorder was standard equipment included on away missions. Also, these devices could be set up to transmit an automatic distress signal. Now, this wasn't the only tricorder or scanner used in the 23rd century. In a few episodes, such as The Naked Time, the one where the shirtless sword fighting Sulu, The Enemy Within, where Kirk splits into a Jekyll and Hyde version, and in the Doomsday Machines, they did use various different versions of it. Now, a heavier version of the tricorder was also used by landing parties aboard ship. The configuration sported a pistol grip and its controls located on the top of the unit, and it was used primarily to detect contamination caused by ores and gases and register radiation and atmospheric pressures. Now, this is another Diamond Select item off of Amazon, and while not exactly inexpensive, it's nowhere as costly as the others. Now, the actual dimensions are 7 3/8 inches tall by 5 1/4 inches wide by 2 8 inches thick which is about 18.7 centimeters and just over 13.3 centimeters by 5.4 centimeters thick. Now, I'm very interested to see how this comes out. Heard both good and bad things about the quality of it. So, let's see what this thing does. It takes two AAA batteries, which I'm going to replace right away. Of course, this is made of plastic as opposed to leather and metal, and it comes with a faux leather strap. So if we look very closely, we can see a leather-like print embossed into the plastic. Now, the side can pop off. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can pop off the side and adjust the strap. Now the front panel is where the batteries are kept, and also where you can change the tricorder from the try me mode to an off mode and to just regular on. And it comes here with a neat looking little Moray dial. The scanner is also made of plastic, but it's painted metallic silver with a kind of foam grip, and it takes two L54 round batteries. The data discs are molded. The data discs are molded in, but then again, what would you do with them? The top panel with this tiny screen lights up, and it has 3 buttons that make sci-fi sounds, and like the communicator, it has the actors' voices. Now in this case, as it's Spock's Science Tricorder, it is Leonard Nimoy's voice. Now the one thing I found out about Diamond Select is that they use the actual recordings of the actors at the time of filming. So these recordings are over 50 years old, which means they could be kind of iffy. Now the panel is quite detailed. Now, I would have liked it better if the screen was a little bit brighter, but the LEDs seem to be off to the side. According to the instructions, opening and closing the top compartment does the same thing as the on and off switch. And of course the scanner flips on and the LED flashes on. Okay, so we're looking at our first fail here. When I went to go push the button, the middle button, button B, the thing fell in. Not very happy about that. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's take a look at button C. You just hold it there, it'll run through a whole bunch of stuff.
Impulse in that direction. Very weak, possibly a survivor. Getting another life reading, Captain. Azimuth 93 degrees, range 1570 yards. An alien metal of some kind. An alloy resistant to probe. Seems to be some disturbance coming from that cave. How strange. Readings indicate a life form in the vicinity, apparently human. Impossible to calculate. We lack data to analyze.
Now the sucky part is that the middle button is the actual button that does the scanning. Take the scanner out, close it up, and if you take a look at this, it goes through this whole bunch of scanning thing. This takes the 2 batteries. But without the center button, I can't really do the whole scanning thing. Well, none of this turned out as expected, but I wanted to make sure that you were aware of the risk in making a purchase like this. So what else can I do but label this unboxing and review as an epic failure? My plans were for display, but with a missing button, those plans don't work. Now, it turns out that I can still return it for a refund. That's the great thing about Amazon. But where do we go from here? Well, for one thing, considering what has happened here, I'm considering a tricorder from the One Company. I hear they're going to be out here in February of 2021, and I'm on the waiting list. So what do you think? Either way, make sure you share your comments about the contents of this video. Let me know what you think. Did you like the video? Did you not like the video? Obviously this product sucked, but we need to move on from here. Hit the like or thumbs up button, or slam the thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when all my videos come out. Take care.